Hello, Mandela Matters, and welcome back to my channel. Today we have a bunch of, guess what? Mandela effects for you. Who would have guessed it? Probably everyone. But anyways, we're going to start off with a bunch of Mandela effects that are actually from artworks. Interesting take on today. And also, don't forget to stay tuned to the end of this video for a foolproof Mandela effect that's going to rock your world. Our first Mandela effect of the day is going to be from a painting called American Gothic. And just by this name, a lot of people probably wouldn't know what this painting was because I had to look up the name myself. But that could just be because I'm stupid. But I'm gonna have so many like butt icons this video, like I just know it's gonna be my new thing. But anyways, people remember this painting with an old man and an old woman, and they're like farmers, and one of them has a pitchfork, and they're both looking forward. Or do you remember the woman looking at the man? Well, in the painting, the original painting, in every version of this painting, the woman has always been staring at the man like this. Like she wants to like kill him or something. I don't know, it's fucking weird. But the Mandela effect here is that everyone remembers them looking forward. But the real evidence here is that there are so many like memes and like funny things of this exact painting and people recreating this painting. Like Paris Hilton recreated this painting, and both the people are looking forward, and a bunch of other recreations and memes, like both people are looking forward. So like, why, if they were recreating it, wouldn't they like have one person looking at the other person? I personally think that this is an attack on patriarchy because the woman's like, bitch, women are oppressed. So the Mandela effect is a feminist. Okay, Mandela Matters. Our second Mandela effect of the day is going to come from King Henry VIII. And it's a very famous painting that I'm sure you'll remember if I pop up his face or something, which I'll do right here. And do you remember him holding a turkey leg? Or do you remember him holding nothing? Well, he's always been holding nothing. And this one is just so weird, and I feel like it's so foolproof to me because why would people imagine this king having a turkey leg? Like, it's such a random object to be holding. Like, if it was like a sword and people were like, oh, people would have just like pictured him holding a sword, like Judge Judy holding a gavel because she's a judge. No, 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 no. There are so many references to King Henry VIII in this painting holding a turkey leg. Like The Simpsons has him holding a turkey leg. There's tons of memes of him holding a turkey leg. People remember him holding a turkey leg. I remember seeing him holding a turkey leg and being like, why is that man holding a turkey leg? But no, he's always been holding nothing. So what do you think about that one, Mandela Matters? Mandela Matters, our third Mandela effect of the day, is going to come from the thinker. Do you remember the thinker with his hand on his forehead like this? Or do you remember the thinker with his hand on his chin like this? Well, the thinker has always been like this, which everyone's like,
okay, well, you could just like obviously remember that wrong. Like, it's a pretty simple fix.
Well, I'm gonna pull up a picture of the thinker here, and if you're like sitting down or something, I don't know, just try to do this. His right hand is on his left like thigh, and he's like, and it's just like, it's not even comfortable looking. Like, it's so weird. But more importantly, there are so many people who took pictures in front of the thinker doing the exact pose, and they're all going like this. So like, if they're looking at the freaking sculpture and they're doing the position that it's doing, don't you think they would copy the position of the sculpture? And even if they're like, their eyes are closed and they're doing it, wouldn't the person taking the picture be like,
oh, by the way, like, you're doing it wrong?
So yeah, that one's really weird, and I'm pretty sure that's a pretty good Mandela effect. Next Mandela effect here is a little bit more complicated. I don't know if it's really more complicated. It's kind of artwork, it's kind of not artwork. Okay, so who knows who King Tut is? King Tutankhamun. Well, if I asked you about the mask of King Tutankhamun, you might not like immediately think you know what it is, but if I show you this picture, you'd be like, okay, yeah, like I've seen that a million times, I know what that is. Well, what do you picture right here? Right in the middle. Do you picture a snake going right out the middle? Or do you picture a snake and a vulture. Well, it's a snake and a vulture, and there's not a single emperor's mask, I guess, in all of Egyptian history that has ever been unsymmetrical. And this mask is clearly unsymmetrical. And if you look at like the Sphinx or like the pyramids, like the Egyptians were obsessed with symmetry. So it would make a lot of sense for their masks to be similar, which is why everyone remembers the snake right in the middle. But now there's a snake and a vulture. Why would there be a vulture on King Tut's mask? Like, it was never there. And I'll put in some more proof of that here, but that one's pretty freaking weird. Okay, Mandela Matters. Our next Mandela Effect here is one that I'm pretty sure a lot of you aren't going to believe. And I think I believe it, but I'm not 100% sure, but I just think it's very, very, very weird that a lot of people would remember it this way. So do you remember on cars, in like a little side mirror, do you remember it saying, objects in mirror are closer than they appear? Or objects in the mirror may be closer than they appear? Well, it's always been objects in the mirror are closer than they appear. And I don't know, I find that very weird because I definitely feel like I remember objects in the mirror may be closer than they appear. And there are countless references to this. Like, I'll put in pictures of like memes of like all around people remember may be closer than they appear. There might even be a Meatloaf song that references this that I just read about that I'll try and maybe put a clip in.
Objects in the rearview mirror may appear closer than they are.
We'll see. But what do you remember? May be closer than they appear or are closer than they appear? Okay, folks, on this Mandela Effect, we're going to switch over to songs. And the song we're going to analyze first is from our favorite Horses in the Bag,
Horses in the bag.
Billy Ray Cyrus. Do you remember the song going,
Don't break my heart, my achy, breaky heart.
or do you remember the song going,
Don't tell my heart, my achy breaky heart.
well, it's Don't Tell My Heart, My Achy Breaky Heart. And if you literally type in Don't Break My Heart on Google, one of the first things that come up is Don't Break My Heart, My Achy Breaky Heart. Like, there are so many times that people have said Don't Break My Heart, and one of the first things that comes up is this song. So like, why would the song come up if that's never been the lyrics? And I'm gonna put in more proof here.
Oh, don't break his heart, his achy, breaky heart. I just don't think he'll understand. Oh, don't break his heart, his achy, breaky heart. I just don't think he'll understand.
I don't know, I find that very, very strange. Another song we have here, another song Mandela Effect, is going to come from our baby holding Michael Jackson. It's called Smooth Criminal. It's one of his most famous songs. And it goes, you've been hit by, you've been struck by a smooth criminal. Or does it go, you've been hit by, you've been hit by a smooth criminal. Well, it's always gone, you've been hit by a smooth criminal. And for everyone's like,
Okay, that's like not different, whatever.
there are like famous cover bands that have done covers of this song, and they say you've been hit by, you've been struck by, which I'm gonna put a clip in of.
Okay, Annie, you've been hit by, you've been struck by a smooth criminal.
And Michael Jackson himself is literally like listening to you like Smooth Criminal on the couch in his living room, and he's singing along, and at the part he literally goes, you've been hit by, you've been struck by a smooth criminal. And when he says struck by, like his music video says hit by.
You've been hit by, you've been hit by a smooth criminal.
Why would Michael Jackson not know his own words? Why would the cover bands have all these words wrong? Like, this song definitely changed, and even Michael Jackson knows it. So, well, he's dead now, but R.I.P. I'm gonna do two Mandela effects together here that like aren't that big, and people might not believe them, and people are gonna be like, these are maybe stupid, but also some of you are gonna be pissed the fuck off, and it's weird. So here we go. So the first one is our lovely little Pillsbury
Doughboy.
Well, the Pillsbury Doughboy, you know what he looks like? He's all white, and he's wearing a scarf. What color do you think his scarf is? Blue? Or do you remember his scarf being white? Well, his scarf's always been white, as in the same exact color as the Pillsbury Doughboy, and I find this so freaking weird, because, like, you can't even see he's wearing a scarf. Like, why would you make his scarf the same color? And, like, I vividly remember it being blue, and Family Guy has a spoof of the Pillsbury Doughboy, and he's wearing a blue scarf. So, like, I'm gonna put another Mandela residue of the Pillsbury Doughboy wearing a blue scarf, but I don't know, I find that one super weird. And the other Mandela effect that's kind of related to this, but not really related to this at all, that was like so good, I'm really good at that, is Big Bird. And everyone's like, okay, well, you were like 2 years old when you watched Sesame Street, but Big Bird. Do you remember Big Bird being all yellow? Or do you remember Big Bird being all yellow with random, like, white tufts in his fucking forehead? He's always had random tufts in his fucking forehead. Random white tufts in his fucking forehead. And that's so weird. Like, Big Bird has always had white tufts in his forehead. Like, let that set in, because I definitely do not remember that. Our last Mandela effect for you today is going to come from Titanic. In Titanic, one of the most famous lines, you know, Mandela effect, going for that famous line, like, you know, but, okay, so, I'm losing my mind, but the Mandela effect went for paint me like one of your French girls, or draw me like one of your French girls.
Jack, I want you to draw me like one of your French girls. Wearing this.
There are countless memes, once again, of people saying, paint me like one of your French girls. Now it's always been draw me like one of your French girls. Mandela Matters, I hope you enjoyed this video. That is all the Mandela effects I have for you today. It's been a very busy week, but I'm trying to put this video out as fast as I can for all of my loyal Mandela Matters subscribers. I'm up to like 32 or something, so we're really going for like the sky here, but thank you all so much. Please like, comment, subscribe, enjoy. I love you all. I love making videos. I love the Mandela Effect.